Hello ladies and gentlemen, this one is going to be a very good video on why letting go of your pain, letting go of your suffering, letting go of that person, letting go of trauma or detachment from that trauma, detachment from the suffering, detachment from your pain, law of detachment, they never work and they never will work, and in fact they never worked for you. Today you're gonna learn the truth, but first let me address one certain thing for this introduction. Most people online talking about letting go, talking about mental clarity, self-improvement, all of them are goofballs. Okay, they have a certain pattern that they follow themselves. They just use different packaging, different way of saying things. They are offering certain techniques, certain things that you need to do in order to become something, in order to change your identity, in order to become a certain person in a certain state. But all of this is rubbish, okay? All of this is garbage, dressed up as something elevated, magical, mysterious. Like there is a certain hidden layer, like there's a certain secret that only a few chosen people know about, that there is a certain you have to read between the lines, you have to think, see, try, do this, visualize this, visualize that, use this meditation, use this visualization, read books, talk to therapist, read books, Jung, Freud, Jung, Freud, philosophy, Nietzsche, everything, spiritual, whatever. All of this is one big rubbish, and don't listen to them, listen to me. And if you understand all the things that I'm about to say, you will understand the absurdity and why I have this certain attitude towards all those people. They even look like this as well. You understand what I'm saying. If you've been in a space for a long enough time, you know what I mean by that. So this video is gonna consist of 3 main points that I'm gonna cover. First one, identity is an illusion, which means you have an idea of who you are, and it's been collected through years of your life, which reinforces the idea that there is identity. And this creates a lot of problems, because when you have idea that there is someone inside of you who is controlling, who is operating, who is analyzing his thoughts, that's when the whole problem of suffering comes into being. And I'm gonna reveal why it's an illusion. Next point, psychological action doesn't exist, even though it feels like it does. Which means, in simple words, again, because you think that there is someone, you think that this someone, which we call yourself, can take action on thoughts, can resolve thoughts, can analyze thoughts, right? But psychological action doesn't exist. The same way you take action physically, it's not the same action that you take psychologically. You think that you're progressing somewhere by thinking and analyzing, but you're not going anywhere. You stay in the same spot. But because of the illusion that you're doing something, the loop keeps you stuck for whole your life, and you waste your energy and so many years of your life. The third point, what to do instead, aka real action. So that when I explain both of those things, you can connect the dots and see the third point, what to do instead, aka real action. And by the way, every single one of those points deserves its own long-form video in depth to properly address them very deeply on a fundamental level. This video is just like a summary, general overview, but it's still good enough for you to open your little eyes a little bit more and challenge your brain. So let's get into it. Identity is an illusion. Welcome. You have an idea of who you are. Even now, you're watching this video, it's constantly there, correct? Starting with the way you look, you can imagine the way you look, your eyes, your lips, your nose, your qualities, right? I'm confident, I'm insecure here, I'm confident there. When I did this, I felt this way, I'm anxious here. Whatever label you have, whatever label you think you attach to yourself. And certain events, for example, childhood, school, kindergarten, parents, all those events with traumas, with certain things that you remembered, with all the social, cultural context, all of it. All of those things collectively create a general idea of who you are. That idea is built from memory. Obviously, it's all stored up from other people's reactions and past experiences. Now, the main question is very important. Do it with this video. It's a great challenge. Can you find someone separate from thought or thinking who is actually thinking? And let me break it down for you. Let me grab those two, put it here. I'm gonna give you a very simple real life examples, because again, all of the people out there on the internet make it too complicated, make it too mystical, throwing random useless words. So this is you. Imagine this is your face. You can imagine your own face, my face, your body. That's a huge part of in your thinking, correct? Because it's a part of your idea of who you are. And let's imagine that you're thinking right now. I'm asking you a question. I'm challenging you. Can you find someone separate from thought who's actually thinking? And you start thinking right now. Whatever you say, for example, it's me. Boom, that's a thought, first thought that appeared, correct? Then you might disagree with me. You might say, wait, for example, wait, but I know that it's me who, you're angry, who is thinking. Boom. This thought also appeared as a thought, the event. One sec. So it's me is here. I'll highlight it as yellow. And here, wait, but I know that it's me who is thinking. Okay, keep going. Can you find someone separate from thought who's actually thinking? And you start thinking again. Another example. I think it's me again. So whatever you think about when thinking about this question, trying to answer this question, you will never find someone separate who is thinking outside of the thought itself. Even now, you're like, what do you mean by that? You again assume that there is a controller who is thinking, there is a main entity who is thinking, but this same entity is already a part of thought. So the common theme here is we usually, general population, we assume that behind all of those things is someone separate here who producing them. But that's the biggest lie and illusion. This thing here doesn't exist and it's not there. It only exists as a part of thought. So you already included in the thought. You might say, yeah, I understand that. Even this, yeah, I understand that. You are already included in that thought. Let me actually put it as well here. Oh yeah, I understand that. Even here, I is already included in the thought. Okay? And in fact, it might break your brain right now, but that's the point. We're challenging your capacity to think. We're making your thinking process, your thinking mechanism come into its limits. Every single word here is no different from me. You think, wait, but I'm different. Wait, but I'm different. Every single word, wait, I am different, is also part of memory. Every single word, if you're English speaking person, every single word in English was learned by you the same way as the idea about you. So they're all on the same level. Every single element here, which is every single letter, every single word, every single intonation, is you as well. Poetically speaking, poetically, it's you as well. They all appear as events of memory. So conclusion here is, whatever you do when answering the question of can you find someone separate from thought who's actually thinking, you never find anything else besides thought. Right now you're thinking, it's a thought. Right now you're analyzing all of this, it's a thought. Whatever you imagine, it's already part of thought. So whatever you come up with, I'm this, I'm that, no, I don't believe you, I'm this, I'm that, I was here, I was there, I don't believe you, it's already a thought. You're not separate from thinking. You're not separate from any event that's happening in your head, in your mind. Okay? Whatever you do, you cannot capture entity who is thinking. You cannot capture someone or something who is producing your thoughts. They just appear. You are not in control because you are included in the thought itself. You cannot capture. Okay, that's the biggest conclusion from this point here. Whatever you do, you cannot find anyone there who is separate from thought, who can act, think, analyze independently, because you're already included here in every single thought you have. Deal? Okay. Even now, whatever conclusion you make, you're not making that conclusion because you are already included in that conclusion. Yeah, I understand it. Already there. It's not that someone special, independent who really understands it. I understand it. One thought, and you're part of it. You will see why it's important later on. Letting go assumes that there is a fixed you that needs to release something. But if the identity itself is just a construction, another part of memory, what exactly is doing the letting go? Let's go back. That's a new, that's a new, very sophisticated thought you have because you watched so many videos, you read a lot of books, you think you're smart now, right? I need to let go or detach. I is the same as, let me show you this. I need to let go or detach from something. I is not separate from none of these words. They're all on the same plane. So it's impossible for you to detach or let go because I is on the same level as need to let go. No one can do anything there. Nobody. It's a construction. You exist as an idea, and you have another idea of letting go, and this idea wants to release the idea of letting go in order to get rid of fear, which is another idea, and they're all on the same level. Idea wants to release because it's idea on another idea. Idea. No one is independent there who can take this idea and use this idea on another idea. All on the same level. Think. Actually, yeah, it's okay. If the identity itself is just a construction, what exactly is doing the letting go? Exactly nobody. Nobody's letting go there. And none of those people understand what they're talking about. None of them. Clowns. Next point. Psychological action doesn't exist, even though it feels like it does. You think that you are making progress mentally, psychologically, by thinking, analyzing, affirming, changing states, frequencies. I'm sorry, all those words just make me laugh, okay? So much confusion, and those people dare to tell you what to do. Again, you think you're making progress mentally by thinking, analyzing, affirming, changing states, frequencies. But psychologically, you cannot take action the way you take physical action. Every technique, every method, every letting go practice is thought doing something to another thought, which I demonstrated right here. In a nutshell, of course. Now let me give you an amazing, simple example, because this is what it's all about. It's very simple, but we'll make it very confusing. Psychologically, you cannot take action the way you take physical action. Alright, so it's easier to demonstrate it without drawing this time. So look, I can lift my hand physically in real time. Right now you're watching this video, I can lift my hand, and I can also think I'm gonna lift my hand, and in real time I can lift my hand afterwards. Again, I'm gonna lift my hand, boom, I lifted my hand. Second example, I'm gonna think I'm gonna lift my hand, and this time I will not lift my hand. So I can still think about lifting my hand without actually taking action in a physical, real, practical world. I can lift my hand. I lift my hand. Nothing happens. I lift my hand. I lifted my hand. Again, I lift my hand. Nothing happens. Now, I know it's confusing, but that's the point. Challenge yourself. Now use this example to your psychological in your psychological world. For example, again, this simple example here. I need to let go, correct? I need to let go of my pain. And you start doing techniques. Let me actually add it. One sec. Just general technique. Okay, methods, techniques. Technique. Yeah, this one is wrong. I forgot how to write it. Anyway, so this leads to I need to let go of my pain, and then you think about it and analyze it. You use methods, techniques, right? And our problem is the way we do physical action, we think and assume that it's the same psychologically. But with the example that I provided you with, I'm gonna lift my hand, and I'm not lifting my hand. I can say it psychologically, but it doesn't mean that it's real practically. Now the same here, I need to let go of my pain. I hope you see that this time I need to let go of my pain. I'm analyzing. No one is doing anything there. It's all just labels. Again, I'm lifting my hand, and I do it in real time with the thought. I'm putting label, which is I'm lifting my hand, on the action. Even though this action here doesn't need any naming, right? I can lift my hand. At the same time, I can say I'm raising my hand. You see how many, those are just labels, they don't mean anything. I'm raising my hand, I'm lifting my hand, I'm putting my hand up, I'm taking action with my hand. So many things to describe the same thing. But this action here doesn't need any naming. We'll just use the label, I'm lifting my hand. And again, I can say I'm lifting my hand without lifting my hand. The same here, I need to let go of my pain. But this time, you put label on a label, on a label, on a label, on a label, and then use other methods and techniques, which are also labels. They're all constructions in order to solve the label. But nothing is progressing there. There is illusion of analysis, which creates an illusion of progress, but nothing is happening to you. And because nothing is happening, you expect certain things to happen, and when they sometimes appear, but it's an illusion, sometimes they don't, you stick to them. So the law of detachment, the letting go, is the thing that creates all those loops for you and keeps the pain going throughout your life, because you're running away. You're not really running away, but there is illusion that you're running away doing something, but you're not doing something. The pain is still there. methods, techniques, books, they don't work. Alright? I need to let go of my pain. Challenge your brain. I need to let go of my pain. But you can't, because it's not a real action. Psychological action doesn't exist. I'm lifting my hand. Nothing. I need to let go of my pain. Nothing. I hope it's clear. It's very, very clear and simple. Even now, watch it. Watch every single thought that you have. Even now, you might think, what do you mean by that? What do you mean? I don't understand. No, this is a great example, by the way. Freestyling. I don't understand doesn't mean that you really don't understand. But because it's such a strong phrase, right? You're so mechanical, you're used to it. This thing, I don't understand, will keep you going. It will keep you in a loop of analysis, even though there is nothing to understand. Understanding is not a real action. But it deserves a separate video. Okay, I hope it was clear. Psychological action doesn't exist, even though it feels like it does. It doesn't. It doesn't exist. Alright, now I've explained first two. Identity is an illusion. Psychological action doesn't exist. And if you connect the dots very, very fundamentally, then all psychological conflict loses its foundation. Because there is no conflict, there is no effort. Because all your life, there is so much effort and so much... It goes like this, right? You're here, you need to be here. It should be like this, but it's not like this. Always constant effort every single day. Every single goddamn day. Every single day. And it drains you, makes you so limited, makes you less sharp and focused. Whatever you do, your career, your life, your relationships, your plans, ideas, dreams, whatever the hell you have, whatever the hell you want, you can't do it to the fullest because there's always those things that are just drain you, and you're searching for help, but those people don't know what you're talking about. They're just adding more content. You see how very cunning, very tricky this whole thing is. They add more techniques, more methods. You think they're working, but it's all a facade. They're not working. It's not the way to go. Now, if you really understand on a fundamental level that identity is an illusion, even now, in the real time, right now, you think you're watching this video, you make conclusions, it's just thinking. You're not thinking, it's just thinking in one stream. Psychological action doesn't exist. You cannot take action. Psychologically, you cannot take action. You can't. Then all psychological conflict loses its foundation. There is no one who can take action because you exist as an idea. You're not independent, some certain cool independent doer psychologically. And on top of that, you cannot take action psychologically. There's no one to take action, and action in itself psychologically doesn't exist. So fuck all of this then, right? Stop watching random people. Seeing the mechanism. Everything I've described is how thinking works in a nutshell. Seeing the mechanism clearly is different from understanding it, because understanding is still a mechanical process of thought. I understand it. You put a label, understanding, but you don't even know what understanding even means. Not through effort, but through seeing. And it's a very, most people overlook this very simple thing, but it's very, very powerful. It's very, very foundational. But you run into conclusions, are being, with arguments, with all the techniques, how to save yourself, how to change yourself, how to this, to that, even though you don't have to do a thing. That's the real way out. Way out. And don't make a mistake of thinking that, oh wow, then that means I'm a nobody. I'm an infinite, either I'm a nobody and you feel sad, which is another idea, it's not real, or oh, it means I'm infinite source of consciousness. Conscious, subconscious, unconscious, superconscious, all just ideas. You don't even know what that is. But you think you know, but you don't know what that is. Again, idea. This idea replaces another idea. You're searching for another idea. You use this to get another idea. You listen to this guy, another idea. Loop. but it's just content on top of content on top of content, and you're in conflict again. Okay? So I really highly advise you to watch my other videos for deeper breakdowns. They're not as good as this one. I'm improving. I'm working on my content. Content is something relatively new to me, but it's practical skill, so it's very easy to obtain, just needs a little bit of more time. Watch them still. Some things that I didn't mention, I mentioned over there. And if you would like to work on this whole internal conflict, self-hate, fear of other people think, fear of losing, fear of uncertainty, future, internal conflict with this, with that, I need to be this but I'm not this, very deeply, fundamentally, check the link in the description if you qualify, and see you on the other side. Peace.